Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be going over every single mage weapon for the Canal's dungeon here on Dungeon Quest. I did end up splitting the mage and the warrior weapons up into two separate videos, mainly just because of there is about 9 each different thing, and by the time I go over all, we don't want to sit here for about a 25 to 30 minute video. So here I am giving you guys all of the mage weapons, so let's just jump straight into it. Just want to mention before I go over these are just the mage ones. There's no current melee ones in this, so this goes from the first one in insane to the very last legendary so far, and we'll give you every single level requirement, the base sell price, the spell power damage, where you can find it, and all of the information just about every single weapon. But the best weapon that you guys will be able to get is going to be in next week's cosmetic shop. So if you guys want, I have a berry staff going into the brand new cosmetic shop next week or next update when it happens. So yeah, keep an eye out for the berry stuff in the cosmetic shop. I do not know how much it's going to cost, but yeah, it's there for you, and I thought I'd mention it. And we are so close to 80,000 subscribers, and when I do hit 80,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a public movie night over on my Discord, as well as I will be doing face cam in a one stream. So yeah, I guess you can look forward to that. So without that, let's just get into the weapons. So the very first mage weapon that we're going to go onto today is the Sapphire Stone Wand. And the Sapphire Stone Wand is a mage weapon in Dungeon Quest. It specializes in spell power, having an average of 48,000 spell power. The Sapphire Stone Wand can be upgraded with gold to improve its damage and spell power, as well as the Stone Wand can also be obtained from the Canal's dungeon on insane difficulty and can be sold for a minimum of 1,100,000 gold and requires players to be at least level 99 to equip it. So this comes in obviously every single different rarity, and this is starting off with a level requirement of 99, sells for 1,100,000. Physical damage is usually around 600, and base spell power is around 48,000. So the next one that we are going to grab for today is the Runic Pike, and the Runic Pike is a magic weapon here in Dungeon Quest, and it specializes in spell power. Dealing a base average of 54,000 spell power, the Runic Pike can be upgraded with gold to improve its damage and spell power. It can be sold for a minimum of 1,100,000 gold and requires players to be at least level 100 to equip it. This item can be obtained after defeating the warrior overlord on insane difficulty. So required level being 100, base sell price 1,100,000, and a base spell power of 54,000. The third weapon for today is the Elementalist Staff, and the Elementalist Staff is a mage weapon in Dungeon Quest, and it specializes in spell power, dealing a base average of 62,000 damage. The Elementalist Staff can be upgraded with gold to improve its damage and spell power. It can be sold for a minimum of 1,100,000 gold and requires players to be at least level 100 to equip it. This item can also only be obtained after defeating the warrior overlord on insane difficulty in the Canal's dungeon. And fun fact, this is the staff that is actually used by the mage overlord boss in the Canals on the very first mini boss. So required level being 100, base sell price 1,100,000, physical damage is around 500 to 50 and 570, and spell power being 62,000. The next one's actually a really cool weapon, and this is the Toxic Spell Scythe. So the Toxic Spell Scythe is a mage weapon in Dungeon Quest, and it specializes in spell power, dealing a base average of 70,000 damage. The Toxic Spell Scythe can be upgraded with gold to improve its damage and spell power, and it can be sold for a minimum of 1,100,000 gold. It requires players to be at least level 100 to equip it, and this item can only be obtained after defeating the warrior overlord on insane difficulty. So we have a required level of 100, a base sell price of 1,100,000, a physical damage base of around 600, and spell power of 70,000. I've noticed like all of them, they do really sell for the same, other than some of the nightmare ones where they go up a little bit, but this is all the insane ones so far. And now we're going to move on to all of the different nightmare ones. So the first nightmare mage weapon that we have is the Amethyst Spell Scythe, and it is a mage weapon in the Dungeon Quest. Well, of course it's a mage weapon in Dungeon Quest, but it specializes in spell power, dealing a base average of 74,000 damage. The Amethyst Spell Scythe can be upgraded with gold to improve its damage and spell power. It can also be sold for a minimum of 1,800,000 gold and requires players to be at least level 104 to equip it. The Amethyst Spell Scythe can be currently obtained after defeating the Warrior Overlord on Nightmare difficulty, so it has a required level of 104, a base average sell price of 1,800,000. It doesn't really have a base physical stat that they can currently find on the wiki, and the spell power base is 74,000 spell power. Honestly, I love the look of the Amethyst Spell Scythe, but it's probably one of the most commonly obtained in the dungeon. Unfortunately, I see so many of these every single day, and I think majority of these drops I get in purple, so if you're looking for a purple one of them straight away, you'll more than likely get it. So the next one is actually our first mage dual weapon, and this is going to be the Dual Arcane Slicers. So the Dual Arcane Slicers is a magic weapon in Dungeon Quest, and it specializes in spell power. Dealing a base average of 86,000 base spell damage, the Dual Arcane Slicers can be upgraded with gold to improve its damage and spell power. It can also be sold for a minimum of 1,800,000 gold and requires players to be at least level 105 to equip it. The item can only be obtained after defeating the Warrior Overlord on Nightmare difficulty, so a required level of 105, a base sell price of 1,800,000, physical base damage is not really there, and spell power is 86,000. So we have 3 more to go, 2 more normal before we get to the legendary, and this one is going to be the Runic Spell Scythe. So the Runic Spell Scythe is a magic weapon in Dungeon Quest, and it specializes in spell power, dealing a base average of 94,000 damage. The Runic Spell Scythe can be upgraded with gold to improve its damage and spell power. It can also be sold for a minimum of 1,800,000 gold and requires players to be at least level 105 to equip it. This item can only be obtained after defeating the Warrior Overlord on the Nightmare difficulty. So this is a base average of 94,000 spell power, guys. It goes crazy, and depending on the upgrades, you can get really good potentials on these. So you must be level 105 to equip it, sell it for 1,800,000 minimum, and no physical base damage is really found. So the second last mage weapon for today is the Mana Infused Spellblade. And the Mana Infused Spellblade is a magic weapon in Dungeon Quest, which specializes in spell power, dealing a base average of 104,000 damage. The Mana Infused Spellblade can be upgraded with gold to improve its damage and spell power. It can be sold for a minimum of 1,800,000 gold and requires players to be at least level 105 to equip it. This item can only be obtained after defeating the Warrior Overlord on the Nightmare difficulty in the Canal dungeon, and this is currently the second best mage weapon in the Canals in all of Dungeon Quest. So we have a required level of 105, a base sell price of 1,800,000, no physical damage really to be found at this time, and space spell power being 104,000. So that just leaves us to the legendary, and I will say at this time while I'm recording this, I have grinded for 40 hours and I have not gotten a single legendary. I have done so many dungeons, yet, you know, Kira's got the worst luck in the world, okay? We need very good luck, okay? So this takes us to the Overlord's Mana Blade, and the Overlord's Mana Blade is a legendary spell weapon in Dungeon Quest. It specializes in spell power, dealing a base average of 120,000 damage. The Overlord's Mana Blade can be upgraded with gold to improve its damage and spell power, and can be sold for a minimum of 2 million gold, and it requires players to be at least level 106 to equip it. This item can only be obtained after completing the Canals dungeon on Nightmare difficulty, and this is currently the strongest spell weapon that can be obtained in the Canals. Apparently, this item has a drop rate of 0.2%, which is about 1 in 500 runs, which I would not say is true. Don't stick to that personally. Don't expect to get it in 500 runs, because drops are 100% random, and this is one of the weapons actually held by the Warrior Overlord boss after the other being the other warrior legendary, which is the Overlord's Rageblade in the final boss battle. So this is required level of 106, 2 million base sell price, and 1,500 physical base around then, and 120,000 base for spell power. I know, I think the highest potential for the Overlord's Mana Blade right now is currently 173,864, I think was the last one that I saw was probably the highest. But that is all of the amazing mage weapons for the brand new Canals dungeon on Dungeon Quest. I will be doing the weapons one very, very soon, well, more than likely tomorrow, and then the weapons will follow shortly after. And then we are going to be giving you guys tips on how to get the Holy Excalibur weapon on a theories video. So yeah, if you guys like today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel. Also hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every single time I post a video or start a stream, because your girl here is almost at 80,000 subscribers. And I did say earlier that I will actually be doing a public movie night in my Discord, so if you're not in that, join it. It should be down below, as well as I will be doing a face cam on one of my streams for one stream only after I hit 80k. So make sure you join for that, because I'm gonna be doing face cam, and that's like the weirdest thing in the world. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you liked today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you guys are brand new to the channel. Also hit the notification bell if you can be notified every single time I post a video or start a stream. Did I already say that? I can't even remember if I said that, but you know, we're just gonna go with it. So yeah, thank you so much to the people on the screen right now for being my current channel members. You guys are amazing. And if you want to learn how to become a channel member, just click the join button down below or on my main channel page. But yeah, thank you guys for being here, and we're almost at 80k, and that's absolutely crazy. So I hope you guys have a lovely day or night wherever you guys may be in the world, and I will see you guys in the next video or stream. Bye guys!